Today, at the beginning of the UAE and Maidan's racing season, we speak to the master of Zabeel Stables, Mr. Bhupat Seemar, touted as one of the most dynamic trainers in UAE's racing history and on the way to becoming one of the world's best. During this interview, we hope that, among other things, we can find out what Zabeel Stables' newest additions, who are on the returning to the field from this older, are, and what are his plans for the season itself. Mr. Seemar, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Seemar, you've made arguably the most impressive start to training that we've ever seen. What do you put your early success down to?
Well, I think, Alex, it has to be the good horses. First of all, they make us all look good. They make the trainers, owners, and jockeys look good. So definitely the good horses and the clients who I'm lucky enough to get, who send me these good horses. And then got to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. So I've got a very good team that makes us all look good.
Obviously, you learned a lot from your uncle Satish, but what was the most valuable advice he passed on to you?
You know, he's a very, very good horseman. And, unfortunately, in today's world, you don't find good horsemanship anymore. I mean, there is, but it's getting very rare. So Satish has always been a very good horseman, right from his young age. He was riding horses and he's playing polo, and he went to Monty Roberts School, and he's always passed on some good horsemanship tips. And I've been lucky enough to go work around people like Monty Roberts and Bob Baffert and Satish Seemar. So we've had some good schooling by some good maestros in the sport.
What's been one of your most memorable moments in racing with your uncle?
I think it must be, I would probably say three of them. One would be the first time I was ever here in Zabeel Stables. Our first runner was called Chaplin-esque, and I came from the US and I had no idea what handicap racing was about, and we had him so far out of the handicap, and he won with Ryan Moore on him first time out. So that was a great achievement because I was a bit lost coming to Dubai and, coming from America with different system of racing. That would be one of them. So first runner was a winner. Secondly would be to win the 2,000 guineas with him, with a horse called Little Jim in my first year in Dubai. And third would be to win the Dubai World Cup and Golden Shaheen with Ronaldo the Wizard.
And how did you get started working with your uncle in the beginning?
Well, we've been very close. My uncle Satish is one of the five brothers. My dad is the oldest, and he's the youngest. So we've been very close. We went to the same school, boarding school, similar university, and then he went to America and I followed. And he was in Dubai, I was in California working for Bob Baffert, and then late Sheikh Rashid and Satish, they offered me the job to come to Dubai, and this is how we started.
And since you've taken over the stables, have you implemented many changes?
You always got to change a little bit. You got to be dynamic. You got to change with the times. And yes, we have kind of similar philosophy as we've always had, but you always have to tweak things, and there are new things coming in the world, so you have to always tweak things. And yes, we have changed a few things, but to stay ahead or with the world.
Now, has horse racing always been your passion, or is it something you came to a little later?
I've always liked horses. I've always ridden horses. I was a very young man. Well, my parents had, my grandparents had horses in their farm, so it just kind of came naturally. In my school, I used to ride, and I never thought I'll make a profession out of it because I went to college and did my business degree, but back of my mind, I always wanted to be around horses. So I gave it all up, and then, went to Kentucky and went and did my internship at TaylorMade Farms.
Now, coming into the current season, as we look ahead, what can we be expecting?
I think I've got some nice bunch of horses. We have less horses than last year because one of my big owners, they got 25 horses, Al Rashid. They went for a dispersal. So, but then we also have a lot of new owners, a lot of exciting international new owners. So, which says a lot about the strength of Dubai racing and a lot about the strength of Dubai economy, because a lot of people want to get involved in racing at the minute. So, I've got about between 85 and 90 horses this year, but I think I should have some nice, good new horses.
Any particular horses we should have on our radar?
Obviously, I've got the old stalwart Switzerland. He's here for. We just got pipped in the Golden Shaheen this year, and everything worked for the winner. Ryan Moore was on the winner, Sibelius, and he was drawn on the inside. We were drawn on the outside, and everything opened up on the inside for Ryan Moore to squeeze through, and we had to come around. And the finish line just came an inch too early for Switzerland, and he ran a gallant race. He still hasn't lost his sparkle, so he'll come and do round 3 this year or next year in the Golden Shaheen, hopefully.
What are any of the new brigades coming through?
Yeah, we've got some exciting new horses as well. We've got a horse called Laurel River, who's come from America. We've got some exciting new 2-year-olds. And we've got Al Nafud, we've got Freedom Fighter, Tuz. There's some good quality horses, and there's some new ones as well. We've got a horse called Bay of Honor, and there's some exciting new horses as well. So we just got to find out how we do.
What's the long-term goal for both yourself and the stable?
It has to be to win some of the best international races around the world. Obviously, to win the Dubai World Cup, because that's the pinnacle of where we're training, and I've grown, to watch the Dubai World Cup for the longest time. So that has to be the one, to win the Dubai World Cup, and then maybe the Kentucky Derby or the Breeders' Cup, Royal Ascot, and we are trying to work towards it. We're trying to get a clientele that are international clientele, and hopefully it'll happen one day for us.
Any horses in mind that you think could help you achieve that?
We might have some. I don't want to jinx them, but we might have some still sitting in the stables that might be doing it for us. Time will tell, because it's still a bit too early.
Absolutely. Been to any sales this summer? And if so, tell us about the experience and if you made any purchases.
Yeah. I did some extensive traveling. I went to 6 different countries in 5 weeks. I've been to UK twice. I went for Tattersall Guinea sale, and from there I drove to Arcana to France. From France, I flew to the US for the 2-year-old de Merlin sale at Timonium. From there, I flew back to Ireland for the Gore's Bridge sale. And then from there, came back to UK, and then back to Dubai, and then went back to the Royal Ascot sale, and then did, attend Royal Ascot racing as well. So yeah, I did plenty of traveling this time.
And tell us about some of the new 2-year-olds and returning stars from the stable this year that you're really looking forward to training.
Yeah, I've got some exciting 2-year-olds that we bought from the sales in Dubai. It was only the 2nd year of that sale in Dubai, the Goff sale. I think there's a nice collected horse we bought from there. There's a good gun runner horse, but he's going to be a little bit late. I think he's going to probably run around late December or January. So we're still trying to find out a little bit more about him. We got a nice Mendelssohn horse from America, from the Maryland sale, and also a nice Speightstown horse.
Now, with the changes in quarantine regulations this year, what races are you hoping to participate in that you maybe were unable to in the past?
I'm not very aware of too many quarantine changes, but I do know that it is easier to go to the Saudi Cup. And we've been lucky enough to have a horse running in the Saudi Cup for the last 3 years. But then, Royal Ascot, I think the quarantine is still the same system, and so is the American quarantine system. So I'm not sure what else has changed around here.
Any new or interesting news from the stable that we should know about?
I think we'll find out. It's still a little bit too early, but we had a first runner and a first winner. So far we got a 100% record, and it'll probably never stay 100%. We all know that. But there's some exciting new horses, and we'll find out a bit more as the season progresses.
I love it. And as the season progresses, we'll be tracking and probably reaching out to follow up. Mr. Seemar, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me, Alex, and hope you have a good morning, actually.
Awesome.